wish I would have done that. Oh, I have goosebumps right now when I say this.
I'm gonna get emotional.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Lambton College. Welcome to our College School Sessions. So my name's Sean. I am the Enrollment Initiatives Coordinator for the college, and tonight I'm really excited to kick off our inaugural event, the School Session Series. Tonight we're going to be focusing on our School of Community Services. So there's a lot of programming in this area that is all about helping people in different capacities. So tonight you're going to hear from our program coordinators, you're going to hear from some of our graduates. You're really going to get a full scope look at all of our community service suite of programs. School Sessions as a series is built to give you an inside look at all of our programs to really get a feel for what our students are doing inside of Lambton College programs and really give you an opportunity to ask any questions you might have of our program coordinators, of our deans, of myself, anybody like that, just to make sure you have the information that you need to be confident when you join us in the fall. And if you are still looking at program options, this is a really great opportunity to really see what our students are doing. Tonight we have a lot of really great information available. We're going to do a few demonstrations. We're going to hear from some graduates. So we have a pretty good event, and it's going to really showcase all of the community services, or all of the helping professions, as I like to call them. So sit back, relax, enjoy all of the features that we have this evening. And if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them in the chat, and we'll be able to answer them throughout the evening as well. So to kick things off, I will go ahead and introduce Sylvana McDonald. She is our Dean of the School of Health, Community Services, and Creative Design. So she's going to bring greetings on behalf of the faculty, as well as give you a little bit of an overview in terms of what's up for the fall this term. So Sylvana, I'll hand it over to you.
Great, thanks, Sean, and good afternoon, everyone. As Sean said, my name is Sylvana McDonald, and I'm the Dean for the School of Health, Community Services, and Creative Design. So on behalf of myself, all of our faculty and staff in the school, we extend a very, very warm welcome. And we're so excited that you're here and you're trying to find out as much as you can about, the program that you're interested in or the program that you've already signed up for. What I've been asked to kind of comment on, of course, is the number one question that is on everybody's mind, and that is what's going on with fall. What can I expect for fall? Am I going to be online? Am I going to be in person? And I really, really wish that I had the answer locked in and knew 100% what was going on. And I'm sure you can appreciate, it's a really moving target, right? Things are changing on a daily basis. But what I can tell you is that we are super excited and ready to welcome more students back into the building, back on campus this September. At this point in time, it's starting to look like we're tamping down on the third wave, and more people are getting vaccinated. So, again, at this time, our college remains really confident and optimistic that we're going to be able to provide all of our students with the fully robust academic and student life experience when we get back on campus this fall 2021. Of course, we will always have to be aligning with public health, what they're advising. And again, as vaccinations progress, we're going to continue to make safety our number one priority as we increase students' access to our campuses, our labs, our experiential learning opportunities, theory classes, student services, the athletic center. All of these things is our number one hope that we'll be able to open everything up. But again, we're going to do it safely, ensuring that everybody, students, staff, faculty, are safe to come into the building. What we're doing right now, the faculty, of course, are just finishing up marking. We just finished up our winter semester, and winter grades are due tomorrow. But once that's done, our faculty are really going to be turning their attention to preparing for the fall. Again, we are fully confident we're going to be able to offer as many in-person experiences as possible, keeping safety #1 priority. So apply with confidence. Know that when you come back in, or when you come in September rather, that we're ready. We're ready for you to be back in person. We're ready to come back in person, and I really look forward to welcoming you on campus in September. So that's it for me. Thanks very much, Sean.
Thanks so much, Silvana. And I think it's obviously that is one of the #1 questions that we always get is what does the fall look like? And I mean, there are still some unknowns, but I think we have a really great plan. And at the end of the day, we're always going to make sure we can still provide students with the theoretical knowledge, whether that be online or in person, but also we do put a high emphasis on making sure students have all of that hands-on learning in some capacity. So as a lot of you that are tuning in tonight probably are looking for the answer, and things are changing, as we know, with the pandemic on a daily basis. But just know that we will continue to update our website, lambtoncollege.ca, and also continue to check your email. That's going to be the primary source of any updates, any important information that our students need to be aware of. So just keep an eye on both of those channels, and that'll be your best way to keep as informed as possible for what's happening in the fall. So definitely more information to come, but we're excited to welcome as many students back as we safely can in September. So next up, and our first program that we're going to hear from tonight is our Child and Youth Care program. Now that is one of our long-standing flagship programs in the School of Community Services, where a lot of our students have graduated and they're doing some really great things locally in our community and across the province and nationally as well. So to provide a little bit of an overview in terms of what the Child and Youth Care program is up to right now and what you can expect for the fall is our program coordinator, Richard Teskey. So I'll pass that over to him at this point.
Hello, everyone. I am Richard, coordinator of Child and Youth Care.
Richard,
I see my face on the screen there, but I can't hear you, Sean. So I'm not sure if you've segued or asked any question, but I figure I will fill some space since my face is on the screen and it indicates that I am live, and that's what I like. So 3-year advanced diploma program in Child and Youth Care. I'll tell you, one of the finest opportunities to make a difference and impact the lives of children and youth within community systems. And we have a lot of places that a child and youth care practitioner may work. And I know today I was challenged to see if I could find a way to demonstrate a lab or go to a space where child and youth care practitioners would work so that I could show you and showcase some of the amazing things that we do. But what's interesting about child and youth care is we are where children and youth are, which means we work within their life space. That's really important to the type of work we do, is going into the spaces, into schools, into hospitals, into community spaces such as after-school programs, YMCA, all different kind of places where we can begin to support children and youth and their mental health and begin to guide them as they make some very challenging life choices and decisions. It is tough being a child or youth in today's world. There's a lot of pressures, a lot of stimulus, a lot of information, and we want to help a child or youth navigate through that. And so our 3-year advanced diploma program prepares you to not only work as what we would call a frontline worker, but in time and with experience, that advanced piece, that 3rd year, is also about learning about supervision. So supervision is an important part of any type of work when we're working with other individuals, right? Other people, to be respectful, to be ethical. We always want to make sure that we have supports around us that are guiding us. And so your 3-year advanced diploma program with some experience allows you to move up the ladder within social agencies that serve children and youth. So we are, I did list a few different locations, but we are connected with CAS. We are connected with St. Clair Child and Youth, which is our local agency where young people receive counseling. And we try our best to integrate ourselves and our students and our graduates within the community where children and youth naturally reside. So this does mean we even work in the homes of children and youth, right? We do home support, and we work with families in guiding them in finding strategies and ways to overcome some of the mental health barriers and challenges that young people can face. So that's kind of the area that we would work. Now, I'm told one of the big pieces that I'm supposed to keep bringing up, students remind me time and time again when I ask them, what is one of the dynamic parts of child and youth care at Lambton College? Why would you tell someone to come to Lambton College to study child and youth care? And they say, the faculty. And it may sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but I have other faculty in our program that I certainly feel quite comfortable acknowledging and identifying as being some of the finest in our field. I'm told that our faculty is what drives students to want to continue to remain within the Sarnia-Lambton area in their studies, because again, we take great ownership in connecting to our community and being part of our community, and that means the faculty volunteer within agencies to make sure that we're aware of what's happening within our community, and we are able to offer some of the most meaningful opportunities. So the other thing that's kind of interesting, in this fall we will be still having some online experiences. Hopefully we'll be face-to-face quite a bit as well. But for us, that's not as concerning, because we do need to learn how to work in the virtual life space, right? Young people are learning online. They're having a lot of online experiences. Some counseling experiences are moving online. We have children's help phones and different support organizations that use technology as a way to reach young people, and those become placements for our students. So we're able to model within our classroom space some of the techniques and tools and ways that we want our students to understand in how to be with young people in a virtual space. So this actually has been quite an interesting dynamic for us, because we're living in the experience of virtual life space, and we're certainly learning a lot along the way, I should say, and it's been an incredible opportunity. And so we've been really excited. Certainly there have been some disappointments when we anticipate different events and opportunities. One of those events would be our third-year capstone project, which is a large workshop. It's a community event, and many times we feel having that on-ground experience really is powerful. This year it was all virtual, and I'll tell you, it was still absolutely amazing. So when you come to Lambton, we have capstone experiences. We want to make sure that not only are you able to use your skill with children and youth, but you're able to advocate within a community, and that you can demonstrate your understanding and all of the components that come into play with a particular topic. This year's topic was domestic violence, so you can imagine all of the dynamics and all of the details that needed to be covered in allowing our community an awareness of how we can manage and work with those that are experiencing domestic violence. Another exciting thing that we have at Lambton College is articulation agreements. Might be a word you've already started to hear, because a lot of times when people are applying, they're starting to even think of what comes next, right? So if I go for 3 years, child and youth care, where do I go from there? And I want to encourage you to know that we have some great articulation agreements. Those are the agreements we hold with other universities and other academic institutions that make an easy pathway, or sometimes what we call a direct entry pathway, where students, if they graduate in good standing, are immediately able to take that diploma and leverage that to get into perhaps a third-year university program, so an undergrad program. We have connections with Bachelor of Social Work. We have connections with Bachelor of Arts in Child and Youth Care. And so we want to make sure that you're aware when you enter into the child and youth care field that there is a pathway if you're interested in gaining additional knowledge and moving amongst some of the different regulated spaces. So that would be license-based spaces, such as licensed counselors, that there's a pathway for you, and a fairly efficient pathway. That doesn't mean that your 3 years has been kind of a matter of just kind of spinning in circles and sort of wasting time, that it actually is what we call scaffolded or step-based learning that's going to lead you to some of those bigger goals that you might have. But the other exciting thing, a 3-year advanced diploma is more than enough to be working in our field. And so not everyone has those other aspirations of additional education, and that's okay. But I do know that that's a common question, and I want to make sure that that you are aware of that. So that said, I think that I can wrap things up there. I mean, there are so many things I could talk about. Maybe I'll touch on before I hand things back. Maybe I will touch on just to clarify what is the type of work a child and youth care practitioner will do. So I talked about the spaces we work in and those kind of things. But what more specifically is that work? And so we work with young people ages 7 to 25. And in that span, we learn about their mental health spaces and how they can leverage the opportunities they have in life to achieve the goals that they're looking for. So mental health becomes one of our biggest conversations because mental health tends to be one of the pieces that young people can find inhibit the efficiency of reaching their goals, right? And we want to join along with young people where they're at, right? There's no criticism for the place that you're at. You have arrived in the place you're at with a lot of understanding and knowledge, and that needs to be leveraged to move to the next space or the next place in their lives. So we are going to deal with addictions. We're going to deal with self-injurious behavior. We're going to deal with mental health concerns like depression or anxiety, which is quite common, anger management elements. We will talk about it in really kind of dynamic ways because we work from a relational approach, which means we want to be in the space while the young person might be experiencing their distress so that we can begin to process with them in that very moment how they might navigate around that concern or problem, right? So think of us being in a school, right? There's a life space in a classroom, and a young person is beginning to become distressed and not able to learn, and a CYC would take the time to introduce maybe other activities or other coping mechanisms that will engage the young person in looking for some solutions. And definitely takes us 3 full years to get through all of the various dynamics that you might face. But I'm confident, and my students continue to remind us as they graduate that they feel ready to tackle those challenges. And our graduates this year, because I know this is something of interest, our graduates this year have all achieved full-time work, full-time employment, many of them in some really incredible permanent full-time positions, which we don't always immediately see after graduation. Many times there's a casual contract or two before moving to full-time, but I think it's a demonstration that there is a higher need in our communities at this moment for child and youth care practitioners. So it's incredibly exciting to know that our entire graduating class, 15 students, and that might not seem like a lot when we start with 45, but many people find a different path along the way. It does not mean that we lose our students to failure. We a lot of times notice that students will take some time to build their own pathway. And that's something else that's exciting, is if you come and you're not wanting to have that rigorous pace of doing all your coursework back to back to back, and you need some time and you need a break, you can pace your coursework at your discretion within a 7-year period. So that does give you flexibility to maybe have work experiences along with learning experiences. We make every effort to join with you and flex your learning in a way that works well for you. And so keep that in mind when I say there's 15 grads starting with 35. It does not mean that we have a high failure rate. It means that a lot of our grads are needing to have various pathways because perhaps they're already working in the field or picked up a contract and they've decided to set aside that time for now away from education, and then they return in time. So I think I'll wrap up there. Again, I could go on and on, but without giving myself a little bit of a boundary, it might just become rambling. So how about I pass back to Sean, I believe, and thank you for your attention.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Richard. Really appreciate the overview of the program. And again, CYC at Lambton, a 3-year program, lots of opportunities, lots of ways for our graduates to help our community and all that fun stuff. So thank you so much. Next up, we have another really great program that we offer at the college, the Early Childhood Education program. So Carrie Finnegan looks after the program for us, and she is going to share with you a little bit more about what is happening inside of her program. And I know there's a few new things that will be starting up in the fall. So she will fill you in on all that stuff.
Thanks, Sean. So like Sean said, my name is Carrie Finnegan, and I'm the coordinator of the EC program. Just like to welcome you today. I'm not the apprenticeship coordinator. I don't know how that's up there, but anyway, it's the regular EC program, 2-year diploma program. So we are, our profession and in the world of early childhood education is exploding right now. It's been in the media a lot, and there's a lot going on with our government lately. So now is the time, if you've ever thought about working with young children 0 to 12 in childcare, in schools, in the kindergarten programs, in drop-in centers, now's the time to do it. Next slide, Eric. So we are looking for people with a passion for this. We are looking for innovators and problem solvers, and we are looking for reliable, competent, and engaged learners and educators. Some of you may have already applied to our program, been accepted, and are coming in the fall, and that's excellent. But if you are thinking about a community service profession, like I said, and I will talk a little bit more down the road here about some amazing things that are going on. Next slide, Eric. So this is one of the things. So if you currently are working in any type of childcare program, but you're not a qualified staff, there is an EC Ontario grant right now that you could potentially apply for. And they give you a bunch of money to put towards going to school to become a registered early childhood educator. So it does give you some specifics. There are some criteria, but it does allow people working in licensed home childcare, center-based childcare as assistants in a school, apply for this grant. And I know a few students from the last 2 cohorts that we've had that have been working in childcare. They didn't know that this existed. It's fairly new, and they ended up basically getting their whole college tuition paid for, which is unbelievable. So something to consider. And I know there was just an announcement today about universal childcare throughout our country, and also looking at paying for tuition for early childhood educators because they are so in demand right at the moment. So lots of crazy things happening in the EC world. Next slide, Eric. So it is a 2-year program, so 4 semesters. So we go from September to April. We do a lot of hands-on learning, which we pride ourselves in. A lot of the colleges have taken that out, and we think it's just so important. If we're trying to teach children that they can learn through play, we play and we do these types of things and teach our students, but we also have those conversations about the theory and why we're doing this and why it's important for children to do it. Field placement is a huge component of our program. Our community partners are so valuable to us. We place our students in childcare centers, drop-in centers, in our Indigenous communities, in their childcare centers and schools, and then our school boards, our local school boards. So students get 600 hours of field placement while they are with us. And then they also do 30 hours of professional development on top of that in order to graduate. Next slide, Eric. We do place students in infant and toddler programs. We want students to experience all age groups because you never know which one is going to be the one that you love most and that's your best fit. I used to work in childcare years ago, and I always loved working with infants, and they moved me to toddlers, and I was like, no, please don't. But then I got moved to toddlers, and I absolutely adore toddlers. They're probably my favorite age group to work with. We do like students to be in the school age kindergarten programs, before and after school programs, and then in drop-in centers. So we try to, based on capacity in our community, get you in to try each one of those before you graduate. Next slide. This is just our program map. You can scoot past that. So when you do graduate, we are a regulated profession. So you do have to apply to the College of Early Childhood Educators when you graduate in order to work in the field. So in order to call yourself an early childhood educator, you must become a member of this regulatory body. So this is something that it came into place quite a few years ago, and it's a big step forward for what we do. And they are huge advocates for our profession as well. Next slide. Employment opportunities. This is you basically, as soon as before you even have your diploma in your hand, you have a job. Our current group, I just met with them last Friday, and every one of them, if they've chosen to stay in this area, has pretty much secured employment in some way, shape, or form. Our community is, I'm going to say desperate, but I know it's across Ontario. They are desperate for our ECEs. So childcare centers, before and after school, school boards, early learning family centers, basically you name it, there are jobs out there, which is excellent. So you know that your investment in 2 years in school is going to end you in at least a job. Next slide, please. Just the last few slides I think here are about our Parent Professional Resource Center, which is on campus, which we are very blessed to have. It is an amazing service that our campus provides to professionals in the community, and they do all sorts of professional development with our community and our students, other educators in the community. It's a great place to network, and you can make materials and do things with the materials that they have, and it's all free. And next slide, sorry, Eric. The Early On and Child and Family Center is also on campus, and we do place students here, and we collaborate a lot with the professionals in this space, with our students, and just in professional development, run things by them. And it's an amazing, again, the Early On is just an amazing place in our community for families to meet other families and to talk about child development and have their questions answered by some amazing people. The other amazing thing that is going on in our program is we actually are moving to a new space in the South Building. It has been, we were in consultation with the architects over the last few years, and the space has actually been created. It's a learning environment that is the most beautiful space for us to do our hands-on learning, to collaborate with our students. So we are very lucky and excited about this big move. So fall 2021, we will be in that space. And if you're coming to join us, you'll get to experience that. So we are so excited about that as well. And for our students to be part of the college community. We've been kind of in an external building for the past 10 years that I've been here. And it'll be awesome for our students to be able to network with other students in the college and not just be in our own little oasis island of our own. So, so anyhow, yeah, I think that's all I have. I think there's some contact information on the last slide there, Eric, if you want to feel free. If you have questions, you can always connect with our marketing department, but you can also contact myself. I'd be happy to answer an email or have a conversation with you. And also Dana Petco, she is our other full-time faculty, and she would always be happy to speak with students as well. So yeah, so good luck in your deciding, and if you are coming, welcome, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the speakers tonight. Back to you, Sean.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Carrie. I think two big things that I took away from that. I think first, having the grant available for anybody that's interested in the ECE program. That to me is a no-brainer. If anybody's on the fence and they want to get into the ECE profession, why not do it right now, as you said? So I think that's a big one. And then the other thing too, I think props to you and your faculty team. The fact that all of our students are walking into jobs right after completing their courses, and I think the classes were done last week or something like that. So the fact that they have jobs already is really amazing. So yeah. I'm excited to see where our students go from there.
So, thank you.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much. Just before we go on to the next speaker, I just want to, we'll open the floor to if there are any questions. Obviously, we're happy to address those. But I do want to provide a little bit of some key dates and important things just to keep in mind for anybody, no matter where you are in the enrollment cycle. So any student that has an offer, May 1st was the confirmation deadline. So we obviously encourage you to confirm your offer by May 1. If you didn't confirm your offer by May 1, that's okay. You still may have a seat in our programs. The May 1 deadline is always an important date for any programs that are highly competitive. So for us, we typically see programs waitlist in the School of Health. There are a few programs in the School of Community Services, like our social service worker, community, child and youth care, those types of things do waitlist as well. So if you do have an offer still, you can certainly accept it if Lambton is your choice, which we hope it is. So you do have that option for sure. The other thing as well that I want to remind you of is just keep an eye on your college email. I said that when we hosted a parent night a couple weeks ago, and that's really important just to keep updated with the college. And I only say that because there's so many new things that are happening on a daily and a weekly basis that we just want to make sure our students are as informed as possible. So make sure you keep an eye on your college email. We send you the important stuff, so make sure you read them and make sure you action accordingly. That will just help make sure you're as successful as possible as you move through and get ready to join us in the fall. So those are some things to keep in mind. Again, we'll keep the question bar open, so if you have any questions, feel free. We're happy to address those and go from there. But next up on the list is Beth Foster. So she is the coordinator of our Communicative Disorders Assistant Program. Apologies. So this is a program that we're bringing back to the college. So I'm excited to bring this one back. I think we're seeing a number of students join us this fall, and I know Beth has put in a lot of hours working together to promote the program. So I'm excited to see all of our students come back this fall for this program. So Beth, I'll hand it over to you.
Thanks, Sean. As Sean mentioned, my name is Beth Foster, and I'm the coordinator for the Communicative Disorders Assistant Program here at Lambton College. We are relaunching our program this September, and our whole faculty team is so excited for the relaunch and the buzz that's been generated and the number of students that are applying is really encouraging for the program's relaunch. This is a great time to be talking about the CDA program, as May is Better Speech and Hearing Month. And communication, language, speech, and hearing are all things that many of us take for granted. However, recent statistics show that 1 in 6 Canadians, or about 17% of our population, are affected by some kind of speech and or hearing disorder. These could be disorders that are present from birth or acquired throughout a person's lifetime. And as with many other services, the pandemic has definitely impacted the availability of and access to speech and hearing services for both children and adults over the past 13 months. So as the need for service has grown over these past, substantially over these past 13 months, so has the use of our supportive personnel such as CDAs. So now is an amazing time for students to be applying to the CDA program here at Lambton. Next slide, please. For those of you who are wondering or unsure about what a communicative disorder assistant is, we are formally trained supportive personnel who work under the supervision of speech-language pathologists and audiologists. We are responsible for providing that therapy and programming in the areas of communication, speech, receptive and expressive language, so that understanding and use of language, as well as the accurate production of speech sounds. This programming and therapy they're designed based on the goals provided to us by speech-language pathologists and audiology assessments. And CDAs are also trained to perform speech, language, hearing, and some early reading skill screeners under the supervision of a speech-language pathologist or audiologist. These services are provided to individuals all the way from infancy up to geriatrics. So we do service a wide variety of individuals and different populations. And as I said, only formally trained individuals can be referred to as CDAs. And Lambton College's CDA program is recognized as one of only a handful of programs across Canada that provide this formal kind of education. Our program is a 12-month program, and it's provided in 3 consecutive terms from September to August. It's a graduate certificate program, so each one of our students is required to obtain an undergrad degree or a diploma from a related field of study. So that could be a degree in psychology, linguistics, child and language development, anatomy and physiology, or it could be a community services diploma, such as an ECE diploma, which Carrie just spoke of earlier, a DSW, a diploma from the autism program, or even the OTA PTA program here at Lambton College. Next slide. So like I said, Lambton is only one of a few colleges that provide this program across Canada. So why should you choose Lambton? Well, one of the main reasons that I am very passionate about for choosing Lambton should be our amazing faculty team. We have assembled a team of subject matter experts that are made up of speech language pathologists, audiologists, and CDAs who are all currently working in the profession and in their field of study that they will be instructing in the fall. So our team has wide background and knowledge base, which allows them to provide the most up-to-date theory, as well as real-life examples and current tips and tricks to deal with specific situations that our graduates will encounter in their careers. We're very passionate about our professions and therefore deeply invested in delivering the most up-to-date and best programming to our students. Not only just to provide them a great foundation for their placements, but also to prepare them to be the best CDAs to strengthen our own profession, because that's really important to each one of us to make sure that we're putting the best CDAs out there into our profession. Next slide. Our students will be receiving instruction in anatomy and physiology, child language acquisition and related disorders. They'll be learning about acquired adult disorders. They will be talking or just learning about audiology, augmentative and alternative communication techniques, special populations that they will encounter in their careers, and clinical and professional issues as well. Our current faculty have been busy this past year updating the courses to ensure that the most current practices are included in each one of our courses. For example, instruction for next year is going to include the art of teletherapy, which the majority of us have had to pivot to over the past 13 months. And it's basically providing that therapy over a technology platform, a virtual platform. And that pandemic has forced a lot of us online to be providing these therapies, and we'll be bringing that to our students this fall as well. So the next slide. Another great reason for choosing Lambton College's CDA program is our small class sizes. So the maximum number of students that we are accepting this year is 20. And this smaller class size allows our faculty to get to know our students better and to provide more individualized instruction. Our instruction is delivered through a variety of different methods, those lectures that we're all used to, but also through a lot of hands-on practice skills. And it's all within like a really relaxed and often fun-filled environment. I mean, who wouldn't want to build a working larynx to learn about the structures involved in speech production? We also have a soon to be updated audiology lab on campus, where the students can put all of the theory that they learn in the audiology courses into practice for hearing screenings and understanding the underlying methods behind an audiologist's assessment. Other opportunities that are afforded to our students are the ability to attend different observation sessions with some of our community partners. They're able to observe children with typical developing language skills and also attend different child and adult therapy sessions, as well as some teletherapy sessions. All of these experiences are going to better prepare our students for when they head out onto their placements in terms 2 and 3. Next slide. Certainly, sorry. I'm getting a little bit too relaxed. After the successful completion of terms 1 and 2, our students actually attend 2 consecutive 7-week placements. They will accumulate 490 hours of both observational and direct therapy practice with one of our community partners. Placements are with preschool speech and language centers, hospitals, school boards, Indigenous childcare centers, private speech clinics, and some audiology clinics as well. Our first placement runs from the middle of March until the end of April, and our second placement begins in May and runs until the end of June. So students are responsible for their own housing and transportation costs while on placement. So it's really important for our students to be able to budget in the cost of their placement, transportation and housing. We do try to keep all of our placements in the Southwestern Ontario catchment area so that you're nice and close to Lambton still, and your faculty can provide you with better supports during both of these placements. Our placements are very diverse. You have the opportunity to select both of your placements in speech and language areas, or you can choose to select them both in audiology, or you can try out both a speech placement and an audiology placement just to see where your interests lie for your career after graduation. You can choose to work with preschoolers for one placement or school age or adults for your second placement, just to get a real feel for where your interests lie. Can we change the next slide? Thanks. Speaking of professions as CDAs often work in the following settings: preschool speech and language programs, school boards, hospitals, long-term care facilities, private speech and language clinics, audiology clinics, and many of our graduates have gone on to receive employment from their placement providers. That was my experience when I first graduated 20 plus years ago from a CDA program, is that I came back to the Sarnia-Lambton area and I worked with one of my placement providers. So that's definitely an opportunity to make those connections during placements. Others in our program have actually relocated all across Canada for their careers as CDAs. We currently have former students working in British Columbia, in Alberta. We have a couple in Saskatchewan, some in Northern Ontario, and as far east as Nova Scotia. And depending on where their undergraduate degree or diploma is from, if our students come to us with an honors undergraduate degree, they have used our program as a foundational skill to go on to further their education at the master's level to become either a speech language pathologist or audiologist. We have had students obtain their master's degree in Canada. We've also had some students travel to the US to obtain their master's degree, and some as far away as Australia. So the sky is the limit after graduation. Next slide, please. Okay, thanks for the opportunity today to discuss the CDA program. If you have any questions about the program, I'd be happy to answer them tonight. Or you can always reach out to me by email at beth.foster@lambtoncollege.ca. Sean, I did want to mention that I found out from Sylvana last night that we are currently close to our maximum capacity of the 20 students for this year. So if students are considering applying for this year, I would encourage them to do so soon or to confirm soon, as we are coming pretty close to that wait list status at this point.
That's a really good point. So don't delay. If you have an active offer for our communicative disorders assistant program, please consider confirming sooner rather than later so you can lock in one of those spots. Thank you, Beth, for that overview, and I'm excited to bring that program back. I think we have great facility. We obviously have great faculty, and it is one of a really good opportunity as a post-grad program. It complements a lot of our community service programs, and then there's also additional things our grads can do upon completion as well. So I think it's definitely a really great opportunity for students looking in that field. So the next segment is all about our criminal justice suite of programs. So we have 3 programs to offer our students. So we have 2 that are what I'll call longer standing programs. So we have our Police Foundations and then our Protection, Security, and Investigation program. And then one of the new programs that we're going to be launching is our Border Services program. So we have 3 programs in the criminal justice suite. And today you're going to see a little bit of an inside look at what our students do from a fitness perspective. You're going to get an overview from our faculty members, and you're going to hear from some of our graduates as well. So we have a pretty cool segment coming up. And I think to kick us off and to launch us into this segment, I'll introduce Shay Stanborough, who's one of our faculty members in these program areas.
Hi, thanks very much, Sean. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, you're good.
Okay, perfect, great, thanks. I always like to do that audio check first.
Good check, yeah.
Great, so welcome everybody, and thanks for joining us. A special thanks goes out to our grad panel members and to our faculty and students that you're going to meet with shortly that are on campus. So first, I'd just like to give you a little bit of an overview of the programs that we do have in our criminal justice programs. As Sean stated, we do have 3 programs. We currently have been over the several years completing and conducting the Police Foundations program and our Protection, Security, and Investigations program as well. We're very excited this year to be bringing in fall of 2021 our Border Services program, which is just new for us. So we're very excited to have that join into our set of programs that we offer at Lambton College. All of the programs that we have are 2-year certificate programs, and they will conjointly share the first common first year. So in your common first year, you're doing a lot of theory-based curriculum, which deals with communication skills, team building, interpersonal skills, and a lot of the theories around sociology, psychology, so that when you veer off into the second year of your program perspective, based on your choice, be it Police Foundations, Protection, Security, or Border Services, you will be more condensed into that particular program in itself. And in those programs, from the Police Foundation standpoint, you're going to be looking at police powers of arrest, legislation, policies and procedure, and investigations. When you are in the Protection, Security, and Investigations program, you're going to be looking at private and security industry. We give you a little taste of corrections and other avenues that you can take within the criminal justice sector for employment, such as private security. We look at corrections. Sorry, I stated that. We look at border services as well. So you get a little taste of everything. But what's really unique about our Protection, Security, Investigations program is the field placement. And we have that within our last 3 weeks of the program. And we have several community partners where we have partnered with over the years in bylaw, in private security industry, corrections facilities, and in some of the ministries as well, where we have placements with our students. And that is one of the greatest assets we often commonly hear from our students, is the placement portion of it. And with our Border Services program, you will be delving into the realms of goods and services and persons and the legislations around them entering and leaving Canada, as well as some of the policies and legislation that's in place in those programs as well. We do have several pathways with our programs, meaning if you are continuing on to some type of post-secondary education past Lambton College, we have already developed and have some current pathway programs with Athabasca University, John Jay out of New York, which has a great criminal investigations pathway that we have developed there, which is exciting. And we just currently had one with University of Windsor, I believe, that has been developed as well in conjunction with our Border Services program, which is very exciting. The program's just starting and we already have a pathway built in place. And that allows you as students that are looking into post-secondary past college, where the programs that we have in place, a lot of the courses can be built into the university programs where they accept our courses, so you get a university degree within 1 to 1.5 years, sometimes 2, as opposed to having to go to university for the full length. They accept all of our college programs there. So that's a wonderful resource that we have in place. One of the main components of our programs in speaking is a fitness component. So that is something that is very important within the criminal justice sector. For a lot of the employment services that you may be looking at, there is a fitness component requirement. So we do teach that on ground in the college. And we'd like to give you a little taste of that today. I believe Sue is on ground on campus with some of our students to kind of give you a taste in regards to what our fitness program looks. And saying before we pass off to Sue, I would like to state if you have any questions, if you cannot, if you so choose to, please absolutely reach out to our marketing department. But myself and Lisa Myers are available for any questions as well. And those contact information can be provided to you so that you can reach out to us if need be for any questions. Again, it's been stated in several of the other programs, if you do have a standing offer of confirmation, we do highly urge you to make those confirmations. I have just been in a conference the last 3 weeks with all of the criminal justice programs that are being taught across the province, and the services themselves cannot get applicants quick enough. So you have a very high opportunity right now in the criminal justice world for employment. And we have seen that success at length over the last 3 to 5 years with our students. In fact, one student this year just had an offer for 2 services in one day. So he got to select what service he actually wanted to go to. So we're really pleased with seeing the success that we're having with our students coming out of these programs. So with that, I'll pass it off to either Sue or to our grad panel. I'm not too sure where it's going. So I'll leave that to Sean, our host. Thanks very much.
Right now, we're going to go into the student view. We'll go into the fitness demo, and we'll see what Sue has in store for all of our students that are enroll in any of the 3 programs. So we'll do live on air from our gym on campus, and she'll walk you through a fitness demo with a couple of our current students enrolled.
Hi there, my name is Sue Tomback, and I'm the fitness instructor for the Criminal Justice Program here at Lambton College. I'd like to introduce a couple of our graduating students that are helping us out today. So we've got Abby and Skylar, and you're going to be watching them show you a little bit of what our fitness program looks like here. So go ahead, you can start running. So they're going to be running in the background as I talk. Fitness is as important to the criminal justice and law enforcement careers as any other component, such as leadership or the ability to drive. Our focus here at Lambton College in criminal justice is to provide the students with some fitness education and also to prepare them for the fitness testing and job readiness tests that are required for the various law enforcement agencies. So I'll just let you watch them for a second. Okay, girls, you guys can go to your next station. Today, what we've got demonstrating for you is what we call the PAIR test. So the PAIR test is the job readiness test for RCMP officers, for anybody who is applying to be a border services agent for CBSA, for anybody who wants to work for any of our national parks, for anyone who wants to work for the Departments of Fisheries and Oceans. They all have to do this PAIR test. So we've already seen the girls run the obstacle course, and now they're doing the heavy bag carry that Abby's doing here, and Skylar's over on what we call the push-pull machine, and she's using that. I am an official accredited evaluator for the PAIR test, so I've tested applicants for CBSA, Fisheries and Oceans, and Canada Parks for people across Ontario over the years. There are 2 other job readiness tests that we hold here at Lambton. They are the FITCO, which is for applicants for corrections officers, And we also do the prep test, which is the job readiness test for people who want to be OPP officers and people who want to work for municipal police services such as Sarnia or London. So although we do have this pair test set up, normally one person would do the running obstacle course that you already saw the girls do, plus the push-pull, plus the bag carry. A typical workout is, so these students have done this a number of times, we set it up as stations. So they would do just what they are doing, although there would be quite a bit more students in here, and they would just run through the station. So a bunch would do the running obstacle course, a bunch would do the push-pull machine taking turns, and a bunch would take turns doing the bag carry, and they would just keep running through the stations over a 45 minute fitness class. So very, very typical workout. Besides this gymnasium space, we also have 3 other spaces that we will use for classes, such as we go to the soccer field outside or run outside. Whoops. In the community, we'll go to the OHL arena that is out just next door and use it because it's nice and cool in there. And there's lots of stairs and lots of space to do floor work. You guys can stop if you want. And we also have a dedicated fitness area that is just for fire, paramedic, and criminal justice students with lots of specialized equipment up there. That's pretty much what fitness looks like here at Lambton. I would also like to point out some important information at this time. During the pandemic this year, this is one of the few courses that students were able to attend in person. So Skylar and Abby were able to come twice a week throughout the year and do workouts in person, and it just made their experience here at Lambton. So I look forward to seeing you in September in our fitness classes. Thanks.
Okay, and that was a really great look at our students in action, our facilities, and the fact that students are still on campus. I think that's important for everyone to know that students are on campus now. We try to give you as much hands-on learning and hands-on skills as we can. So they do use our fitness center, they do use that small gym that you just saw. So it's a really great way to make sure you get those hands-on learning components completed. And fitness is so critical for anything in the criminal justice field, so we want to make sure our students are as prepared for when they do go and do their further testing or whatever they might need to complete from that perspective. So it was really great to see our students in action this evening. And then the next piece of this segment is to learn from our graduates. And I think at the end of the day, our students want to know, what are your opportunities? Where can we go once you graduate one of our programs? What are some of our graduate success stories? So we're very fortunate tonight to have 4 graduates of our criminal justice programs that are joining us. And they're going to share with you a little bit of information in terms of what they're doing right now and give you some insight into their career path, as well as share some advice and tips that they might have for new students that are just about to begin their educational journey. So Shay's going to host this with our 4 graduates, so I will pass it over to Shay, and we'll hear from our graduates.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Sean. So I'd like to welcome tonight, as Sean stated, we've got 4 graduates with us this evening. So thank you very much for attending and participating in this session with us. First, I'll ask all 4 of you to please introduce yourself, and if you can give us a short overview of the program that you did study at Lambton College. We'll start with Steve first.
Hi guys, my name is Steve Farlow. I currently work with the Sarnia Police. I'm a constable responding to 911 calls for service, and I took police foundations at Lambton College.
Great, thanks. We'll go to Calvin.
Hi everyone. I'm also with Sarnia Police as a constable. I've been sworn in September of 2020, so about 8 months ago. So I'm fairly new. I'm still a rookie, and I studied the Police Foundations program at Lambton College. I graduated in 2016.
Thanks, and we'll go to Jocelyn.
Jocelyn Paquette. I work for Sarnia Police as well. I've been on since August of 2005, so a long time. I took law and security at Lambton only because they didn't offer police foundations back then, and I graduated Lambton in 1996.
Excellent, and last but not least, Mike McDonald.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mike McDonald. I am the security manager at the Point Edward Casino. I work for Gateway Casinos, and I've been in gaming since 2005, since I graduated from Lambton College. I took the Police Foundations program, so I started in 03 and ended at 05, and I've been in the, I guess, the gaming security industry since that time.
Great. Thanks so much, Mike. And Mike will also not tell you, but I will. We are very fortunate to have Mike as one of our instructors in our Protection Security Investigations program as well. So you can see that there's several opportunities that are available to you outside of just working not only in the criminal justice sector, but we often enjoy bringing them back to teach in our programs as well. And within our college, we're very fortunate to have a variety of instructors that both currently still work in the criminal justice sector in policing, private security industry, border services, corrections, but past retired officers and individuals that have worked in the industry that bring us a wealth of information. So I'll ask a question first. Steve, you're the lucky one again. First question goes to you. Background on why you chose Lambton College as your place to receive your education and your certificate.
Yeah, sure. Well, I was born and raised in Sarnia. I'm a bit of a homebody. I find Sarnia is an underrated city to live in. I love being on two bodies of water with the river and the lake. So I knew I didn't want to go too far from home. So Lambton College was a perfect fit for me. Aside from that, I heard nothing but good things from family, from friends. My older brother, he also took Police Foundations a few years before I did. And again, he had nothing but good things to say. And then again, with the Police Foundations program, I had a couple buddies who took it as well. And they had nothing but good things to say. So I felt that it was in my best interest to pursue Police Foundations at Lambton College in order to get my dream job of becoming a police officer.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Steve. We'll ask Calvin a question to you. How did Lambton prepare you for your pathway to university?
In many ways, that more than people actually would think. So I was fortunate to go to the States to study down there. So I ended up with a degree in psychology and criminal justice. So one of the things that people may not realize when they're looking for going to post-secondary is that you can actually go to a college like Lambton College and transfer those credits if you want to continue on to get a degree later on. So I was fortunate enough to do that. One thing when you get to university is that you can actually transfer a lot of the credits that you have obtained at Lambton College, and you can transfer them to the university and use those, so you don't have to go through a whole 4-year program. So for me, I could have graduated after 2.5 years. But I stayed for 3 at university because I had a lot of fun down there, and I was playing hockey at the time. So it was a good position for me, but definitely going to Lambton put me in a great position. I had lots of variety of options, whether I wanted to go to the States or if I wanted to stay in Canada and go to university here. I learned with Lisa, I remember being in her office a lot, asking her about various options of going for university, because I knew that was something I wanted to do. And I was able to transfer a lot of those credits. I think it was about a year and a half of credits I got. So it's pretty good for taking a 2-year college course to be able to transfer a year and a half of those credits to Ford University, which is pretty good for me. And if there's anybody interested in pursuing university, it's never a bad option to go to college first to make sure that that's what you want to do.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Calvin. As stated, we do have some of those pathways in place, but we're very fortunate if we haven't. Students like Calvin that have done and developed that, those pathways are now in place for us at those institutions. So it's great that that happens. Mike, what advice do you have for students who will be starting at Lambton in this fall of 2021?
I think the first thing that I would tell students is just to be proud to kind of be accepted into the program. Whether that's law and security or police foundations or border services. There's so much good when it comes to kind of going to Lambton College. The one kind of piece of advice that I could give students is just become involved as much as you can. That includes not just at the college, but that includes out in the Sarnia-Lambton community. The contacts that I made, back in 2003 to 2005 have really helped me professionally kind of advance through my career. The prime example, being able to kind of give back and to take part, as Shay mentioned, at Lambton College again. So that would be the advice that I would give. There's lots of organizations within Sarnia-Lambton that you can get involved in. There's Victim Services of Sarnia-Lambton that I currently sit on the board of directors with. They have crisis responder positions, volunteer positions that are really, really great to learn, especially if you're interested in getting into the law enforcement or security type field. And I guess the next piece of advice that I'd give new students is don't be afraid to seek guidance or feedback. The faculty have all this knowledge and they're here to support you professionally and answer those questions and really kind of help point you in the right direction. I took Police Foundations, was planning to go down the policing career route. And then through my contacts was really able to kind of get involved at the casino and found a career path that I really enjoyed. So, just because you choose a select program, just go in with an open mind because there's lots of opportunity in private security, government security, and obviously policing. So just do your best to keep all your options open and work extremely hard starting on day one.
Great. Thanks, Mike. Excellent advice. I do want to kind of reinforce what Mike has stated in regards to keeping an open mind, because all of the programs we do have available doesn't necessarily restrict you to your employment possibilities out there. They're all a good background for anything within the criminal justice sector, just as Mike has stated. Question to Jocelyn. How did your program at Lambton College prepare you for a career in policing?
It seems like forever ago, but there's a lot of things that come into play on a daily basis. Communicating, so English, learning how to talk to people. And you don't have to talk to them up here. You just need to be like level with them and know how to, just discuss things with them. Physical fitness comes into play as well. So keeping up on your fitness. I had never done the prep. So when I was, after my second maternity leave, I had gone back because Law and Security did not offer we didn't have the prep at that time. So I had never been through it. So after my second maternity leave, I had gone back just to take that phys ed class specifically just to get back into shape, and then started applying after that in 2005. Psychology, sociology, there's so many good classes that I do use on a daily basis at work, whether I realize it or not, just kind of learning how people operate and why they do the things that they do.
Great. Thanks so much, Jocelyn. I agree with you on that. I myself had a career in policing prior to teaching, and communication skills is very important. And I think that a lot of that, without even realizing, you're getting taught at Lambton in your courses, especially with the interpersonal learning that we do in our criminal justice lab. So that's just the last point I'd like to bring up. First of all, thanks very much to our grad panel for attending tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure to see you all back, and we appreciate your participation in this. The students and our prospective students really want to hear from you, not really from us. So it's always a great piece to have you guys as a part of this. So thanks very much. Just before we wrap up from our end, Sean, thanks very much for allowing us to have this forum to do this tonight. We look forward to seeing a lot of the new faces in the fall in 2021. As I said, criminal justice is a thriving opportunity for employment right now, so we really do encourage to get those confirmations in, and we can't wait to see you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Shane. Thanks to all of our graduates as well. Just to kind of pick up on one thing that Calvin did mention, and all about our pathway options. It's amazing that we have pathways for our border services program and it hasn't even launched yet. So I think that's a really great opportunity for our incoming students. But pathways are a really great way to take the hands-on learning that you get at the college level and utilize that for the university side of it as well. We have many pathways across all of our programs. So it's a great way to couple the hands-on learning you get at school, at college, and then get a little bit more theoretical knowledge or theoretical understanding at the university level. Having the hands-on skills and the degree, it's really going to make you extremely employable. It opens up so many doors. So definitely consider a pathway when you're looking at programs, and it's never going to hurt you. So I appreciate we were able to dive into that a little bit further this evening. So thank you, Shay. Thank you to all of our participants in the criminal justice segment. I think that was a really great overview in terms of everything our students can do in our program. And then obviously there's a lot of success stories out there in our community and beyond. So I appreciate everyone's time this evening. Last up on the agenda tonight is for you to get a preview or a look at our campus and attend a virtual tour. So Brady, who works right alongside me every day, is going to walk you through our campus this evening and do a virtual tour. If you have any questions for him as he walks through the halls of the college, feel free to post them in the chat, and between him or I, we'll be able to answer them for you. But at this point, I will pass it over to Brady, and he will show you around our campus.
All right. Hello. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you can see me. Hopefully everything's coming through okay. Go on a little campus tour here, and I say little because it's going to be pretty quick. We're going to see some of the hot stuff on campus, the most important services. So right now, I'm kind of in a funny part of the college, but I'm in our Nova Chemicals Health and Research Center. We're not going to get to see the lab spaces because for the programs that have been highlighted tonight, you're not going to spend too much time in this building, but I just wanted to start here because it looks nice and the lighting's good. And who doesn't love beautiful lighting on this beautiful face? Come on. All right, so we are going to start stuff off by our athletics and fitness complex. Now, it's also kind of a funny time of night because, well, it's a little bit later, so things aren't happening on campus like they normally are, but perhaps if I can cover it, I don't know if you can there. You might be able to, you might not, but anyways, that's our gymnasium. We have two of them. You guys were in the smaller one earlier that we use for program-specific training. That larger one we use for our basketball teams, for volleyball teams, or intramural teams. We also use it for recreation. That's actually an Olympic-sized gymnasium. It's one of the largest, 100 people. So when you go to one of our basketball games, as an example, it's like going to a miniature NBA game. It's really cool to see in action. We have a 208-inch LED Jumbotron, so it feels just like that NBA experience, which is a ton of fun. And then I'm going to hop into our fitness center. So we have two of these as well. And this first one is for recreation. It's for our students. All right. Cool. So I don't think anybody's in here. I should be safe. Alrighty, so this is our fitness center. I'm pretty sure I'm alone in here. Hello, I am, okay. So I'm gonna take my mask off because it is not fun trying to talk under that mask. All right, so normally I just wanted to get some words out and then I'll put my mask back on. COVID protocols, there's virtually no one on campus right now. I'm the only one in this giant room, so I'm just gonna keep it off for a second. But I wanted to show you our fitness room, or our weight training area behind us here. This is where obviously you do your weight training. You can see all that kind of stuff. Nice thing with all of our equipment, it's all top of the line. Has our logo on everything, which is really nice looking. Has our logo embossed into all the leather, all that kind of neat stuff. Over here is our circuit training area. We have some weight machines here. And then, this is one of my favorite spots. This is our cardio kind of nook. There's some other cardio behind me. But the nice thing with this spot is it overlooks that gymnasium that we were looking at. So if you ever want to get a workout in, hop on an elliptical, hop on a spin bike, you can, and then watch a basketball game at the exact same time that you're doing that. And I'm going to try and go into our broadcast booth. I don't know if it's going to let me. It might be locked, but let's give it a try. It is locked. All right, so we're not going in there, but we have a broadcast booth, and that's where we can broadcast live games from. We can stream it to local TV. So like I said, you get that miniature NBA experience. Okay, so I want to show off this personal training studio too. A little bit of construction going on over here. Forget about that. You don't see that. That's going to be gone by the time you guys get here in September. But this is our personal training studio. Nice big bay windows. Spin bikes are set up right now, but that's not always the case. We have a TRX band wall behind me. But the cool thing with this room is you can hire a virtual trainer whenever you want. So this computer on the wall, you can choose your workout from that. Let's say you want to do a spin class like the bikes are set up for now. choose a spin class from the computer, pops up on the TV, pops up on the giant sound system, and then you can start doing your spin class just like you hired a real personal trainer for the next hour, except you didn't. It was free, and it's a virtual person. We also do live classes out of there too, and you can just hop in there whenever you want. Each one of these treadmills are very, very nice. They have banded treads on them, so they're super comfortable. It's like a thick rubber instead of the thin band or a thin tread. These are like thick rubber slats almost, so they're super comfortable to run on. Also, I gotta apologize for my haircut. My hair's not that nice right now. Can't get a haircut. So anyways, it looks ridiculous. It's yup inside. I've been complaining about it all day. I was wearing a hat until about 5 minutes before this, but I didn't want to see you guys with a hat on. Okay. So once again, my name is Brady. Thanks for hanging out. We're on our virtual tour. This is gonna be one of the last stops of the evening, but we do have some more stuff coming up, so stay tuned. But I want to walk around with you guys. I wanted to show off some of our schools, some of the stuff that we have to offer, and that's what we're doing right now. So I'm just exiting our athletics and fitness complex, going through a bit of a time. We're going with building made 2020, building made in 1964. Okay. Oh, am I back? Items 2, am I still there? Okay, so I should have said some housekeeping items at the beginning. I might cut in and out. I am not going to lose you. You guys aren't going to get disconnected. I move between access points throughout the college, and sometimes we lose connection a little bit in between. So anyways, if I like get blurry, or if I go missing for a second, or my screen goes black, or you see my face stuck in like some kind of weird shape, like it's because we cut out and went to an access point. Anyways, okay, so now I'm going to show off our other fitness center. We have 2 of them. And this is for program-specific training. So you guys had a little bit of a fitness demo earlier in our other gymnasium that we use for program-specific training. This is the fitness center that we use for that as well. So lots of equipment around me. This also overlooks our nice gymnasium. You guys were in there earlier with Sue Tomback and some students. So we do have 2 of those. Creepy, but we're going to keep going. Weighted dummy. We use that for firefighting training. We have an amazing firefighting program, a family of programs actually. Very competitive students in the world of firefighting. And I did dummy, things like that. But anyways, he's just kind of laying on the floor in the dark and it's kind of creepy. Okay, so now we're walking down towards our cafeteria. Like I said, this is going to be kind of like a hot tour. We're going to get to see the hot stops. Hot stuff happening at the campus, seeing the hot stops. I don't know why I'm saying that so much, but we're going to see all the services that you're probably going to utilize the most as a student. So like our registrar's office, you might get to, well, in my back. Okay, cut it a little. We're going to get to see registrars, accessibility, counseling, the library, all that kind of stuff. Do want to stop off here. Enactus, amazing group of students. This is a student group that we have on campus. They are world champions from 2018, 2019. You can see the trophies, big and shiny. That is not easy to earn. That is from a very passionate group of students who have the goal of changing the world to be a better place, and they do that through entrepreneurial spirit. So what that means is they make sustainable ideas and sustainable projects that help a community thrive and grow in a positive manner. We've done some work in all sorts of different communities, all sorts of different places across the world. Some of the best work we've done is in Zambia. That's what won us some of the trophies that you see up there. Zambia is a very impoverished country in Africa. And this group of students developed a middle class in a village that never had a middle class before. A village of 50,000 people that were living on less than $1 a day. And our amazing group of Enactus students went there and developed a farm plan for farmers in this village to learn how to farm better and increase their crop yield. And by doing that, people were making money, making more than $1 a day for the first time ever. So you can imagine all the wave effect that would have. People are able to eat, people are able to build infrastructure, people are able to make money like they weren't doing so before. So that was a really positive note, a positive project that they worked on. That also led to a bit of a problem where that village was growing so much so well they couldn't eat it all, they couldn't sell it all, they had a surplus. So our business administration students group went there, they did a needs assessment, they figured out that there's a major demand of peanut butter in Zambia, but no major producer. So they got that same village to switch from soy and corn over to peanuts. They built a manufacturing facility, and now close to 40,000 people have jobs that didn't exist before because they were producing, selling, and growing the #1 country. It's called Hippie Peanut Butter. That was started at Enactus Lambton. World champions, we beat out some schools like Yale. They have an Enactus team. Western, University of Windsor, Wilfrid Laurier. Some of the biggest schools you can think times the size of ours compete in Enactus, and we have beat every single one for many years running now. So anyways, great way to meet people, great way to get involved. That's Enactus. Right now I'm in the upper cafeteria. It's mostly seating, but we do have these two shops over here. We have a Tim Hortons, and then this changes from year to year. I think it's like a bistro sandwich shop this year, which is pretty cool. That might change, but some eating up here, mostly eating's downstairs. I don't know if we're gonna get to go into the Student Administrative Council space, because this door's probably locked. We'll try and sneak in the back way. That's what we do on these tours. We in people's offices to try and get to see things. And that's locked too. Okay, it's kind of late in the afternoon, so that's why a lot of this stuff's locked up. My keys unfortunately don't work for these rooms, but inside here is our Student Administrative Council. It's a hangout space. There's couches, there's chairs, there's TVs. There's our Student Administrative Council offices where you can run for class president and council person and treasurer and all that kind of cool stuff. There's also a 22 super high-end gaming arena back there. How cool is that? A gaming arena right on campus. Those computers will play virtually any game you can imagine. They have probably hundreds installed on them, I would imagine at this point. And you can, you want to rip some games in between classes, hop in there, play some games with your friends. If you're a competitive gamer, we have Varsity Esports where you can try out for one of our Varsity Esports teams and play for our school, just like our basketball players do, just like our baseball players do. Okay, so now we're heading downstairs to our main caf. You can see. Cool. So mostly seating in this area, but our main cafeteria is beside me. We're gonna see where that is in a second. It's closed right now. It's not too much to show off, but I do want to show you pub. It's locked up as well. My keys don't work here. Wish I had keys that did, because I'd probably be hopping in there and eating a bunch of food, because that's what they have, delicious food. They also serve alcohol. If you are of drinking age, you can grab a drink there. If you're not, go hang out there. They're not going to serve you alcohol, but they're also not going to kick you out. So go hang out with your friends if you guys want to grab a drink, listen to music, play some games after class. Right upstairs is that arena. They have delicious food. Your meal plan doesn't work there, but your meal plan does work in our Marketplace Cafe, which is right here. This is where you're going to grab most of your meals, especially if you're staying on residence. You might be able to see past the grates there. There's like a burger bar shop. It's called, what's it called? I'm drawing a blank right now. Grillco, that's it. Anyways, delicious sandwiches, French fries, chicken fingers, all that stuff that you would expect. They have a salad bar, soup bar. They have a sushi station on Mondays, I think it typically is, but it changes throughout the week. They do daily specials. The daily specials are delicious. They have a pizza. They have a self-serve Tim Hortons. Soup bar, like I mentioned, little room, tons of food options. I have got the chance to visit most colleges in Ontario as part of my role, and I can genuinely say that we have some of the best food that there is inside that room. It's fantastic. So, all right. So, oh, hello. Okay, I think I'm back. All right, so we dropped a little bit there. Amazing IT support team on the other end of this who is guiding me through this whole thing, and I'm glad to hear that I'm back. Okay, I'm showing you this with an asterisk because right now, right above me, we are doing some major construction to the front of the school, and this shop is moving upstairs. Hopefully by September. Might be a little bit later, but let's hope it's by September, and then you guys get to take full advantage of it once it's ready. But this is our campus shop. Their website's amazing, by the way. They ship to your house. So if you guys want some Lambton swag, some t-shirts, sweaters, pants, their sales section is awesome right now. So check out the sales section. I may have bought some pants earlier today. Don't tell my wife. But there are sweaters, candy, snacks, games, gifts, and books. Of course, this is where you are going to buy your textbooks. This place gets very busy, I'm sure you can imagine, but with their website, makes it a little bit easier. You can order your textbooks ahead of time, come down, stand in line, pick them up super quickly. The package is ready for you. Like I said, games, Lots and lots of clothing. Clothing's super inexpensive, but really, really nice and really comfortable. I have tons of Lambton sweaters. A, because I love this school. B, because they're super comfortable. I love wearing them. And then textbooks. You're definitely going to make a stop in here at some point during your tenure as a student. But like I said, I'm showing you that with an asterisk because by the time September rolls around, this should be upstairs in a brand new spot that looks amazing. That's currently happening right above me right now. Okay. We're going. Am I still there? You guys able to hear me? Okay, cool. This hallway is pretty notorious for me losing connection. So that's why I'm kind of asking a bunch if you guys can still hear me and see me. I'm gonna break the route up a little bit. I'm gonna go this way. Back. Courtyard. We do a lot of fun stuff too in that courtyard. Towards exams in the winter semester, so technically it's spring at that point, we bring in like bouncy castles and like fun yard, like not yard stuff, but like almost carnival ride type stuff, just for students to go hang out in. They do days where they give away like hot dogs and stuff like that out there. There's always something going off. In the fall semester, we do a car smash where we drop off 2 cars and a bunch of baseball bats and fire axes next to it, and you get to smash the car to pieces. There's always something going off there. It's pretty cool. All right, so I want to show you this room. You can tell we want you to be successful. Am I coming through okay? Okay. So this is our accessibility center. They are here for your success and your comfortability on campus, I guess you could say. So if there's anything we can do for you as a student to perhaps learn better or give you accommodations that allow you to thrive in an educational environment, this is the place where you can talk to them about that. You can stop in here before you apply, after you start classes. You know, if you have an IEP maybe from high school, these are the people that will be able to take that IEP and perhaps give you the same accommodations, bring it in, use it as a guideline, and they can do that kind of work with you. If you have any physical needs the school should know about that we can help you be thrive in this environment, like I said, this is the place where you can let them know. Accessibility is a team of super friendly people. We want you to be successful. When you're successful, we look good, you look good, it's a win-win. So use the resources available to you and the Accessibility Center can give you exactly that. All right. So just about to cross our registrars. It is right there. It's closed right now because it's late in the evening. But this is probably one of the most important stops in the school. I'm gonna be here for a little bit, fair warning, but you should know what happens inside there because there's a lot of stuff that takes place just beyond those doors. That's home to our registrar's office, our office of the registrar, if you want to be technical. That is our team of people who are here for your student needs, I guess, as far as all the administrative tasks it takes for you to become a student and for you to get money, for you to get your timetable, for you to get admissions, all that kind of stuff. So at our school, we do this totally different than any other college out there, any other university out there. It's really, really cool. So we have what are called Enrollment Services Professionals, ESPs. These Enrollment Services Professionals are kind of like your high school guidance counselor. Not quite, but kind of similar, where they are there for you and your success throughout the start of your program all the way to the end. And they look after admissions, they look after course registration, electives, they look after timetables, they look after financial aid, which includes OSAP, scholarships, bursaries, and on-campus employment. And the nice thing is, you guys are looking at community service programs, so that's largely gonna fall under Cindy Harness. Cindy Harness is going to be the one that gives you your offer of admissions. Cindy is going to be the one that helps you with your OSAP application. Cindy's going to help you with your course registration. Cindy's going to help you with your timetable. So you can see this theme that I'm building here. You go to the same person for all that kind of stuff. At virtually any other college or university out there, if you wanted to get help with OSAP, you would go to the financial aid office, you would take a ticket, and then you would wait for your ticket number to be called, just like you're at Service Canada or something. If you do that 10 days in a row, you're going to talk to 10 different people. At Lambton, you talk to Cindy in this case every single time. It's a lot easier to get help when you feel comfortable asking for help, and that's what that's all about. You get to know her. She gets to know you. You guys can develop a relationship. And that way, I know I got a problem with my OSAP. I know I'm going to talk to my timetable. I know I'm going to talk to Cindy, and that makes it easier for you to ask for help. Okay, so this is your IT service desk. Doors closed once again. But this is our, excuse me, choking out because I'm talking so much. This is our team of people who are here to help you with all of your student resources. You know, D2L, MyLambton, your student email. You get access to a lot of different stuff, and they are the pros who can help you navigate all of that to help you access your virtual desktop. You get access to one of our computers on campus anywhere you are through our virtual desktop system. That is all managed through our IT service desk. They can even sometimes help you with hardware related issues. If you got an issue with the school device, take it to them. Let them know what's going on. They can troubleshoot it with you. If you got a problem with a personal device, you can even stop in there and see what they can do to help you, because sometimes they can do that too. So software, hardware, they're the people that can set you up with all that. I think I inhaled a dust bunny from my mask. I think I coughed the internet away. That's a really good point. This is such a weird time to like get a tickle in your throat. Not even because of like allergies or anything. It's because I talk so loud. And sometimes if I don't have a drink of water, I start to cough. I don't know if you guys have been in that situation. It's not fun. Anyways, we're back. I think we should be back. Okay. Oh, strange. Okay. It's showing red on my screen. Okay, well anyways, this is the last stop, counseling right behind me, personal counseling, academic counseling. They're here for your success as a student as far as getting personal advice or personal counseling help, academic help. They're there for you. If you want to talk about transfer credits, if you want to talk about anything personal related, if you want to develop an educational plan, they are open to you anytime you like, free of charge. We also have a doctor on duty 1 day a week, nurse here 5 days a week, and a psychotherapist and physiotherapist here once a month for appointments. Okay. Cool. Okay, well, I'm going to head out. Thank you guys so much for hanging out for the tour. Come back. We're going to do more of these in the future. Stay tuned and have a great rest of your evening. See you guys.
All right, and there we have it. That was the tour of our campus from Brady. You got to see our space live, real time, see what's going on. Obviously, because it is a little bit into the evening, there isn't a whole lot happening on campus, but we are getting ready for the fall, and we're excited to welcome as many students back as we can. So that officially brings us to a close on our first school session. So tonight you heard from our graduates, you saw our students in action, and you learned about some of our programs from our faculty and our program coordinators. So I hope you found tonight informative. I hope you got some of the information you were looking for. If you do have any additional questions, our team is here to help you. You can email info@lambtoncollege.ca. Brady is the one that looks after that, so Brady will respond to your questions that you might have. So if you think of anything a little bit later today, feel free to send us an email. You can go ahead and do that. We also have live chat on our website during the business day. So if you have quick questions, you can go onto our live chat, and we have real people answering those questions. So we are on hand, we are available, and we're ready to answer any of the questions that you might have. So until next week, I will sign off for tonight, and we look forward to seeing you at some more of our school sessions. Thanks so much.